Now calling the matter of the people versus Timothy Tally Williams. This is ticket number on the docket today was SP 1283888. Count 1, drove while license suspended. Count 2, open alcohol in a motor vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Not on the docket are tickets number SX 2454328. Count 1, open intoxicants in a vehicle driver. Count 2, furnish false forged info to police officer. Ticket SP 1452301, driver's license never acquired. Count 1. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Ticket SP 1466801. Count 1, drive unregistered or untitled vehicle. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, driver's license never acquired. Ticket number SP 1418401. Count 1, open alcohol in a motor vehicle driver. Count 2, tinted windows. Count 3, operator or front seat passenger failed to wear a safety belt. Ticket number SP 1467130, tinted windows. And tickets SP 1409982. Count 1, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 2 of that same ticket is drove.
Guys, today's hearing is a full-blown legal roller coaster. We've got Mr. Timothy Tally Williams, a man with more traffic citations than sense, walking into court as a self-proclaimed American state national. That means he believes the laws of Michigan don't apply to him, yes, really. With 17 citations stacked against him and a clear chance to walk away with a generous plea deal, he instead insists on rejecting the court's jurisdiction and representing himself. This isn't just another traffic case, this is the courtroom version of play stupid games. Win stupid prizes, and trust me, it only gets messier from here. The judge is calm, the prosecutor's fed up, and our defendant, well, he's about to talk himself into a deeper hole. Let's get into the drama.
So William, state your name.
I object to the counsel.
What was that?
I object to counsel.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Williams. He's saying it's not him, and he's all rights reserved. His name is all in all capital.
I object to representation.
What was that, sir?
I object to representation by you.
Okay. So you would like to represent yourself, Mr. Williams?
I'm not representing myself. I'm just here on special appearance, trying to clear this matter.
Okay, so you have to be the person in order to clear these matters. You just can't appear on behalf of someone unless you're an attorney. Are you an attorney, Mr. Williams?
I'm not the person, but I'm the live living Williams, not the Timothy Williams.
Are you Timothy Tally Williams? Do you know Timothy Tally Williams?
I am Timothy Williams, the living, breathing Timothy Williams, not the all cat.
Mr. Williams refuses to acknowledge that he's the same Timothy Tally Williams on the ticket. Instead, he claims he's merely the living, breathing version of someone with that name. This is classic sovereign citizen rhetoric distinguishing between the legal entity and capital, letters and their flesh and blood self. It's like arguing you're not responsible for speeding because it was your clone behind the wheel. The problem is, courts don't buy it, and neither does the judge here. You can almost hear her patience wear.
So you need an offer? Is that what I'm hearing you say? Because we can try and resolve all these tickets today if you want to.
Well, I'm just, because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme
Okay.
Court.
So if you travel, drive, ride, anything on the city streets of Detroit, then you have to follow the rules that the city of Detroit has imposed. And so if you have not followed these rules, then you receive something called tickets. And these tickets are given to you based on the license or prior license or identification ID that is given to you. So we can either resolve these today or we don't have to resolve them. It's okay. But I would like to try and resolve these so that you can move forward and do whatever you need to do.
Yes, I would like to resolve them, but as the officer is seeing in his computer that by the Secretary of State, my ID has been rescinded, canceled.
The sovereign citizen's favorite magic trick, the passport. Williams proudly declares that he doesn't need a license because he has a passport. Unfortunately for him, Michigan law and every other state says otherwise. A passport proves citizenship, not driving eligibility. The law is brutally clear. Here, if you're behind the wheel of a motor vehicle on public roads, you need a driver's license. No ifs, ands, or sovereign buts. Watching him argue this in front of a judge is like watching someone try to pay a speeding ticket with Monopoly
on the streets of Michigan.
I travel not for business and commerce. I just
Same thing, same thing. They have to have licenses as well. Have you ever heard of a truck driver without a license that drives on the commutes on the freeways, roads, or byways? It does not happen. You have to have a license to drive on the city of Detroit, state of Michigan. All 50 states are under my assumption and ability. So, Mr. Williams, I can't go back and forth. I have a lot of people on my screen. I know you can't see. We can have this discussion, but it just has to be near the end of the docket if you don't want to resolve it right now. Okay?
But for the record, Your Honor, I don't
Okay,
draft.
go ahead.
For the record, I
Okay.
do not draft.
Okay,
Your Honor.
so how do you want to resolve it today? If you don't want to resolve it, I have to move to the next person, Mr. Williams.
I would like to resolve this matter.
Okay, all right. So would you like me to get you a? Yes, Attorney Snyder, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322. If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed. So we
I said, is it you, Mr. Williams, on these tickets? Because that's
So-
fair. That means that I'm talking to someone who doesn't have these tickets in my courtroom, and so that person has not appeared. But I'm assuming that it's you. Are these your tickets, sir?
If you assume, yes.
Okay.
I stand-
So do you want to, Mr. Williams, do you want to resolve these or not? We can't keep going back and forth. You want to take care of these today with some type of plea or no?
I'm
That's
trying to
my
res-
only,
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened by the president if I don't agree to these tickets.
who's gonna send you to prison? I'm not sending anybody to prison today. I'm fining people. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving them fines, monetary fines.
The prosecutor just said she issued a warrant. She recommended a warrant be issued.
Right, but you're not gonna get arrested, but she's saying if you're not gonna say that you're the person on these tickets. Mr. Williams, I have 20 people. I can't argue with you at the beginning of the docket. I can argue with you at the end of the docket. So I'm gonna skip over this matter so we can continue. Let me get everybody else out, then I'm gonna give you all the time in the world and we're gonna figure out what to do with you today, okay? I don't mind taking the time, but I got all these other people on here who are looking like, come on now, okay? So just give me a moment.
He's being threatened with prison. For not accepting the charges, the judge's reaction is gold. She's not handing out jail time, she's just trying to resolve traffic violations with fines. But his paranoid interpretation flips everything into a conspiracy. It's an emotional outburst rooted in misunderstanding, and it highlights the real problem here. Williams doesn't know the difference between due process and personal persecution. This isn't political theater, it's court. And the judge has 20 other
Matters were called on the record previously. I took a moment off. We had quite a busy docket this morning, and I want to make sure that we could give Mr. Williams adequate amount of time to be able to have and all of his questions answered about the matters that are before the court today. Appearances for the record, starting with the city attorney, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322.
All right. He continues to not want counsel. Is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Correct.
Okay. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Timothy
Last name?
Williams.
Okay, sir, now you've had the opportunity to sit and look and see how everything pans out and how everything works, Mr. Williams, right? Did you want to be presented with an offer today, or how do you want to move forward?
Well, the offer was to get all this.
So the offer was, I think, so he had some extra cases, Attorney Snyder. So it was FTD, failed to display a valid operator's license, and an open alcohol passenger that was being offered. In exchange, he did have a couple of tickets in default, another open intoxicant driver, Attorney Snyder, and it was forged or false police information to a police officer. He may have just given him like a ID that expired. But if you plead to those two cases, the remainder of your cases will be dismissed.
No, I was talking about the agreement between me and you was to get this.
Practically hear the courtroom sigh in unison. The judges spent the better part of the morning trying to reason with Williams. And what does he do? Continue arguing semantics and jurisdiction instead of accepting the court's offer. To clear his record, the prosecutor even threatens a warrant if he won't admit to being the person on the ticket. The courtroom runs on rules, not riddles. And unfortunately for Williams, time is running.
Pre-trial, that gives you some time to get documents together and to get everything back in order and then present it to the court. You can ask for a bench trial. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. Every single one of these officers who have made these allegations will have to appear on that date and come into court. Or you can ask for a jury trial. That's when the officers is in person. 6 citizens of the city of Detroit will make the decision based on the law. Officers still have to come in. You will have to come in at that point in time, and then we can resolve it that way. Those are the 3, or you can plead guilty or plead responsible at this point in time to the offer that has been extended to you. Those are the 4 things that we can do to resolve it today. And I guess the 5th one is if you don't want to do any of those, then it just remains as is and it just remains there. And then eventually it goes into warrant status.
Yeah.
Right, so I said, huh?
Rights, and I don't understand what's going on, so.
Okay. I don't know if they'll be able to help you. I really wish you would let us assign some counsel to you. They may be able to talk to you and help you understand a little bit better.
I tried, but he not listening, so I was just taking them on hands.
All right. Sometimes you have to be willing to understand that they're going to give you the law, not necessarily what you're following, but the law that we practice in the state of Michigan.
I have no contract. If I have no contract with the Secretary of State, then like, why am I being took for this? I'm going through the proper procedure to have my rights protected.
The court is willing to dismiss 15 citations if Williams pleads guilty to just 2. That's a massive win by any legal standard. But rather than accept the deal, he dives back into sovereign citizen playbook nonsense talking about contracts with the Secretary of State and constitutional protections that don't apply to state traffic laws. The judge tries to help him, even encourages a signing council. But when you think you know more than the entire legal system, you end up standing alone and clueless.
Of Michigan, what?
No, I'm saying the Supreme Court of what jurisdiction? Michigan or the United States of America?
United States of America.
All right, they wouldn't have jurisdiction over local matters though. And that's gonna be the problem. You're gonna run into every time, Mr. Williams, that local matters are held. The Constitution extends the right for us to locally handle certain matters, such as ordinance violations, misdemeanors, driving offenses.
Right, so if I'm not a U.S. citizen, I'm a U.S. national, what jurisdiction does that fall under? I'm not a resident or a U.S. citizen.
Oh, you don't live in the United States of America?
I live in the United States of America, but not under the jurisdiction.
So that's your resident. Are you born, like, do you have you said you have a passport, is the United States of America passport?
United States of America, but not the United States, the federal territory.
Oh, you didn't get so you don't have like a federal passport given to you. It's not a passport issued by the United States of America.
Most puzzling, claiming he's corrected his status and therefore not under US jurisdiction. This is sovereign citizen lingo for I Googled my legal rights and misunderstood everything. The judge, with remarkable restraint, reminds him that local courts handle local matters and Michigan law governs Michigan roads. There's no loophole. That allows someone to opt out of state laws because they declare themselves special. And as history shows, this kind of defense never ends. So where does that leave us? A courtroom full of frustration, a judge trying her best to offer mercy, and a defendant who's determined to argue himself into chaos. Williams walked in with 17 citations and walked out with a pre-trial hearing instead of a clean resolution. Despite being handed a generous offer on a silver platter, he rejected it, holding fast to fringe legal theories that simply don't work in real courtrooms. And this, folks, is why understanding the law matters more than YouTube law school. If you found this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. We'll see you in the next one.